Thanks so much for joining us once again on the bright side. Our number is 855-660-4261. We'll get to your calls here in the bottom of the hour. Last we spoke, we were talking about the phenomena of generalized pain, diffuse, non-local pain that occurs all over the body. Nothing will frustrate a patient or nothing's going to confuse a dim-witted medical professional more than the manifestation of diffuse symptoms, symptomology that occurs throughout the body. You'll probably end up with a diagnosis of, you know what, sounds psychosomatic to me. Sounds like you're depressed. You know, if you go into a doctor with these symptoms of just achiness and diffuse muscle pain all over your body, one of the major prescriptions, one of the major remedies or treatments you're going to get is a prescription for Prozac, because the doctor will think that you're a little nutso. That's the way medical professionals look at these diffuse kinds of symptomologies. These diffuse symptoms that occur all over the body expose the flaw in the medical model that postulates that you treat the complaint and not the cause. That's how medicine works. It treats the symptom. It can't get to the cause. It doesn't even know about causes, really. So it treats symptomology. How are you supposed to, if you're a medical professional, how are you supposed to treat diffuse symptomology like achiness and pain that occurs from head to toe? You can't. There's nothing medicine can do at this muscle fiber pain level, because at this level of pain, you're looking at the end result. The problem's already occurred. The damage has already happened. The train has already left the station. The horse is already out of the barn. Nothing exposes the silliness and the impotence and the uselessness of the standard modern medical model for treating degenerative disease. Nothing exposes this more than their failure to deal with these kinds of diffuse health issues. Fibromyalgia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, kidney and liver disease. If you go to the doctor and he gives you a diagnosis of fibromyalgia, you say, "Doc, I'm just achy. I just got pain all over. I just don't feel good." So a doctor goes, "Oh, okay, well, let's see. It sounds like fibromyalgia to me," which of course means muscle pain, muscle fiber pain. All you're going to get is Motrin or Naproxen, an anti-inflammatory of some kind, or maybe prednisone, steroid drug, or Prozac, an antidepressant. The premise being that your depression is causing your pain, that it's psychosomatic, that it's all in your head. And none of this is going to make a whit's bit of difference for your problem, except for it's going to put an added load on your already stressed out, toxed out detoxification system, including your liver, which is what we've been talking about here. Now there's another burden for your liver to have to deal with. This is the sneaky little side effect, the adverse effect of prescription drugs that doesn't show up on the package insert. When you take a prescription drug, you're going to have, guaranteed, there's going to be all kinds of potential side effects. But what you're not going to know and what's not going to get addressed is you've got another burden for your detoxification system to have to deal with, as if it's not already on complete overload form from years, many times, of digestive abuse, toxic abuse, blood sugar abuse, wrong fat abuse, processed food abuse. And that's all the bad news. Okay, that's the bad news. But this is the name of this program is The Bright Side. So there's good news. And the good news is, once we start to address what's really happening here in the digestive system, you can turn your fibromyalgia around really quickly. Within 24 hours, you can begin to turn it around. And not just fibromyalgia. Once we address the cause, once we remove the toxicity, once we add in the nutrients, the raw materials that the body has to do, needs to do its work, has to have to do its work, the turnaround happens. Listen, it happens instantly. Instantaneously. Now, I'm not saying you're going to feel $1 million instantaneously, but the turnaround will begin instantaneously. This is so cool. Without a doctor. You'll never have to walk into the doctor's office, sit in the waiting room, fill out forms, wait in line at the pharmacy, take prescription drugs, spend your hard-earned money on insurance programs and pharmaceuticals and doctor's bills and devices, etc., etc. The good news is we can turn it around really quickly, even just hitting the reset button with a fast. Don't eat for one day. You have an autoimmune disease, you have multiple sclerosis, you have fibromyalgia. Spend one day without eating. That's all. One day without eating. Hit the reset button. That's what I call it. Hitting the reset button. Just spending one day on a fast, hit the reset button, and you'll make a huge difference. You'll notice a huge difference in 24 hours. Are you going to be completely healed? Maybe not. Probably not. Because for most of us, we've got decades of abuse that we're trying to deal with here. But you will feel better immediately. The turnaround process will occur immediately. And then certainly staying away from problem foods, foods that cause digestive distress. If you have fibromyalgia, staying away from foods that cause bloating or cause gas or cause bacterial problems, SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth issues, sugars, etc. Just staying away from these kinds of foods can make a huge difference. Use a good probiotic supplement. Get on fermented foods. Use the Beyond Organic cheese. Use the Beyond Organic Swaro V or Amasai if you have fibromyalgia or you have any health issue. Get on the Z Radical. It's amazing for coating the digestive tract. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got lots more to say about fibromyalgia and keeping your body healthy without doctors, without drugs, without devices, without surgeries. We'll do that when we come back from our break. Okay, so if you have liver issues or if you have fibromyalgia, if you have this kind of diffuse achiness all over your body, first things first. Work on the digestive system. The liver liver does lots of things, but it's primarily a digestive organ. It filters food, it filters poisons that come in from food, it detoxifies poisons that come in through drugs, it detoxifies poisons that come in the form of food additives. It's responsible for helping us metabolize sugar. All of these types of functions can overload the liver, overload the system. So if you're dealing with some kind of overload, if you're dealing with toxicity in the blood, secondary to some kind of overload, number one, focus on digestive health. As always, stay away from problem foods. Use a good probiotic supplement like the Biolumin Nightly Essence. Use fermented foods like the Beyond Organics. Get on the Z Radical, Ultimate Enzymes, lecithin, pretty much anything you could think of for supporting digestive health. Lecithin is awesome, by the way. Wonderful, amazing supplement for helping with digestive problems, especially liver digestive problems, because it's important for helping us process fats. You can use extra bile salts. You can take choline. Lots of things you could do. The Healthy Start Pack, of course, is important just for your basic nutrients, your Mighty 90 nutrients. Magnesium is important for the liver. In fact, magnesium is one of the go-to naturopathic remedies for dealing with fibromyalgia. Magnesium and malic acid. But you don't want to necessarily think of using magnesium to treat your illness as much as you want to think of magnesium as being one of the essential Mighty 90 nutrients that everybody needs and that most people don't get anywhere near enough of. You'll find magnesium in green leafy vegetables. The greener a vegetable is, by the way, the more likely it is to have a good dose of magnesium, like kale, broccoli, wheatgrass. These are all wonderful sources of magnesium. The B vitamins are important for fibromyalgia, diffuse muscle pain, for liver health. Same with the essential fatty acids. Basically, fibromyalgia is simply a body that's not healthy, the manifestation of symptoms in a body that's not healthy. The opposite of any disease is a healthy body. The opposite of cancer is a healthy body. The opposite of acne is a healthy body. The opposite of arthritis, the opposite of heart disease, the opposite of gout, the opposite of dandruff, the opposite of name your disease is a healthy body. The opposite of fibromyalgia is a healthy body. That means the way to deal with fibromyalgia or any kind of degenerative disease or health issue is to, first of all, strip it of its Latin diagnosis, strip it of its term, its nomenclature, its diagnosis, and simply regard it as the manifestation of an unhealthy body. And obviously, the opposite of an unhealthy body is a healthy body. Do you think you have fibromyalgia? No. You have an unhealthy body. Do you think you have alopecia areata? No. You have an unhealthy body. Do you think you have multiple sclerosis or hidradenitis suppurativa or any of the 12,800 different diagnoses that you can get billed for according to the World Health Organization? No. You got an unhealthy body. And this simplifies everything. The medical model wants us running to and fro, hither and thither, and this organ, and this symptom, and this diagnostic, and that diagnostic, and lowering this level and raising that level. Well, you go nuts. You go crazy. And the sicker you are, the more degenerative crises you have, the crazier you're going to get. Cut to the chase. Break it down. You got an unhealthy body. Simple as that. How do you take care of an unhealthy body? You reverse it and you make it a healthy body. How do you take care of your illness? You make the body healthy. It doesn't matter what the label is. It doesn't matter what the diagnosis that the medical model has given your particular flavor of health challenge. It doesn't matter where the illness is. It matters that the illness is. Helping the body restore and maintain its health is the way you deal with fibromyalgia. You restore the body back to health, and that means focusing on digestion, focusing on blood sugar, eating less, eating more wisely, practicing deep breathing, and relaxing a lot. Hot tub therapy. The body loves to relax. It grows and thrives and repairs and anti-ages and fights cancer and bacteria and Lyme disease and detoxifies poisons, endotoxins from bad bacteria in the gut when it's relaxed. We talked to a guy yesterday, Ori Hofmeckler, love Ori's work, and he was talking about the importance of stress. And yes, stress is very important. The body thrives under conditions of a little bit of stress. This is what Ori didn't say yesterday. He said stress is important, and he's right. It's very helpful to be stressed a little bit. And not just a little bit, but intensely for a little bit. Quick bursts of intense stress, not long-term chronic stress. Quick bursts. Short-term, intense stress, and then lots of luscious, delicious hot tub relaxation, naps. You know, we would love to work. No, people, for the most part, don't like to work, don't like to go to their jobs every day, I should say. Don't like to work at a job. That's because we don't want to work 40 hours. But if we only had to go to work an hour a day, or if we only had to go to work an hour a week and we could rest the entire time, rest of the time, we would love that hour a week. We couldn't wait to go to work for an hour a week. If we only had to work an hour a week, and if we only had to work an hour a week intensely, they couldn't get us out of the office. If we only had to work an hour a week, because it's not so much that we don't like work, we just don't want to do it all the time. And that's a reflection of how the body is. The body doesn't mind stress. It loves stress. It thrives under conditions of stress. It grows under conditions of stress, but a little bit of stress and a lot of rest and a lot of relaxation. Understanding how to rest and relax in our culture that treats rest and relaxation as an indulgence. It treats us as if we're lazy if we like to rest and relax. Understanding how to exploit rest and relaxation is super important. Telling the body it's safe. Treating your body like it's a baby and telling your body, or your baby, that it's safe and that all is right in the world. Little bits of stress, lots of long, luscious rest. These are all things we can do ourselves, folks. And of course, you have to make sure that you're addressing all the dimensions of health, including the spiritual dimension, the mental and emotional dimensions as well. Okay, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. There's an interesting relationship between SIBO and gut bacteria and fibromyalgia and the hormone estrogen. And we'll talk about that when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. If you've got a health condition that you need help with, if you want to get off medication or help a loved one or a friend or family member get off their medication and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. If you have questions about formulations or ingredients, the longevity products, something you've read or heard, or if you have a success story you'd like to share, we would like to hear from you. 855-660-4261. Likewise, if you have questions about skincare, I've been doing skincare for many years, formulated many skincare products and helped a lot of people reverse skincare issues, skin health issues. If you have questions about skin health or skincare, 855-660-4261 is our call-in number today, and we do have lines open for you. Speaking of skincare, I've been doing some skincare videos with my friend Amanda, and we just did one on puffy eyes. If you have puffiness under the eyes, you should know, by the way, that's not a skin problem. We talked about it on our skincare videos, but it's not a skin problem, puffiness under the eyes. And nothing ticks me off more than people trying to sell us products that we don't need and that don't work, that don't even make any sense. So if you're trying to use a product around your eyes, some rip-off company is trying to sell you a product to put under your eyes for puffiness under the eyes or for color changes on your eyes, you should know that puffiness under the eyes and color darkening under the eyes is not a skin issue. It's not even on the skin. It's in the circulatory system underneath the skin. And you know your skincare company is taking advantage of you if they're selling you a product to rub under your eyes that are supposed to take care of your darkening under your eyes or puffiness under the eyes. Those are circulatory issues, and they're also very important issues because they're telling you something's wrong in the circulatory system. So not only is it nasty and predatory for a company to sell you a product to rub under your eyes for puffiness or for color changes, but even worse, it's a diversion. It takes us away from where the problem really is, which is in the liver, in the circulatory system, in the blood vessels, in the heart, and these are all major, major health issues. So puffiness under the eye should be regarded as a harbinger of future problems, worse problems, or as an indicator that something is percolating underneath in the body, in the circulatory system, in the immune system that needs to be addressed. Anyway, we talked about that on our last video. If you're interested in getting on the list or if you're interested in getting that video, you can send me an email, ben@ksco.com, and we'll get you on the list. Okay, 855-660-4261 is our number. Let's go to California and welcome Sue to the bright side. What's up, Sue? How you doing this morning?
Hi, I'm doing great, Ben. How are you? I'm calling for my brother.
Okay.
He has sent me some disturbing pictures of what his gout looks like. I've never seen anybody with gout before.
His toe? Was it his big toe?
It's his big toe and his toe next to it, and it's like red with green with purple.
Oh, my goodness.
And the two toes look like somebody smashed them, and they're like all full of blood.
Oh,
and
my God.
It's very, very painful.
That sounds like a really bad case of gout. I've never seen that either. How old is your brother?
He's 54.
Okie dokie. Well, here's the deal with gout. Nobody just has gout.
Okay.
Gout is an indicator of a body in major, major distress, specifically chemistry stress that involves sugar and something called uric acid. Now, if you go to the doctor, even if you go to a naturopath or some alternative health practitioner, they'll tell you about uric acid, and they'll tell you about staying away from certain foods that are purine foods, and they'll name cheese and meat and beer. And indeed, gout is known as the rich man's disease. Not so much these days. You don't have to be rich to have it, but back in the day, only kings and royalty and people who ate very heavy, rich foods got gout. Well, here's the deal with gout. You want to treat it. It's called, by the way, it's not the technical name for gout is gouty arthritis. It's a form of arthritis. It's a form of joint inflammation. Anytime you have inflammation, you have an activated immune system. In this case, the immune system is reacting against crystals that are being formed in response to our favorite whipping boy on this program anyway, and that is sugar. Elevated uric acid and elevated blood sugar, especially, by the way, fructose, fruit sugar, is the big problem. So what you want to do is you want to treat gout as if it's prediabetes or even diabetes. So, by the way, your brother, your 54-year-old brother,
yes.
Has he gained weight in the last maybe 10, 15, 20 years since he was in his 30s?
He's gone up and down in weight, yes.
Is he heavier now than he was when he was in his 30s and 40s?
No, he's actually gotten thinner, but right now. But he did have a big weight gain for a while.
Oh, so he went on a diet or something? He started to focus on...
Yeah,
okay.
He did. Yeah, he tried to get rid of the weight.
Okay, good. Well, then he's on the right track. So so he wants to regard the gout as a sign that his blood sugar is his blood sugar control is starting to become compromised. So number one, first and foremost, wean yourself off of blood sugar spiking foods, especially fructose, fruit sugar. That means fruit juice. And is he a fruit eater, fruit juice kind of person?
Yeah.
Okay, so wean him off of that fructose type of sugar. A lot of times people think that fruit sugar is somehow good for you, better for you. Honey, by the way, is a rich source of fructose, and it's not a better sweetener than well, I shouldn't say that. It's still got problems associated with it. It probably is better than straight sugar because you get some nutrition with it, but you still have to be careful with that. Use the sweeties. Use the B complex that you'll get from the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Have him sip on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And one of the best ways, as I'm sure you've heard me say before, one of the best ways to wean yourself off of these fast-burning carbohydrates and sugars is to get into eating more protein. Now, with gout, he's going to have to watch out for meat protein and fish protein, but he should be okay with whey protein as long as he doesn't have a digestive problem, and egg protein. These are very important building proteins and living proteins. Now, again, he has to make sure he's not reacting acting in a digestive fashion, so he's not bloating or doesn't have any gas problems or any heartburn problems after he does his whey protein and his egg protein. But those are going to be nice, easy ways to wean himself away from the sugary, bready kinds of foods, starchy kinds of foods. Then you want to make sure that you're using the basic digestive support and the Mighty 90. The basic digestive support would be the Biolumin Nightly Essence, and then linking any kind of digestive symptomology to foods, and then eliminating those foods. The Z Radical, very, very helpful for the digestive system, and of course digestive enzymes, and apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar in particular can have some really interesting benefits for gout because of its blood sugar control benefits. This is a very interesting. Apple cider vinegar is very, very interesting stuff. We talk about it all the time on this program in terms of its importance for the digestive system, for helping acidify or lower the pH of the stomach and the digestive juices. But apple cider vinegar's got multiple benefits, and one of the really important benefits for apple cider vinegar is for stabilizing blood sugar. So using apple cider vinegar before you go to bed and using apple cider vinegar with your meals can not only help you digest your food, taking it after meals, but it can also help stabilize your blood sugar if you take it before you go to bed. If he's not taking his blood sugar, he can maybe drink a lot of water first thing in the morning. That's a really good way to dilute blood sugar. First thing in the morning when we wake up, especially if we've gone to the bathroom once or twice or 3 times in the middle of the night, our blood tends to be very dense with sugar. Our blood sugar concentration is much higher first thing in the morning, and that can throw off blood sugar. So drinking water to dilute the sugar can be important. Doing it first thing in the morning. Of course, if you drink water first thing in the morning, that will also fill you up a little bit. You'll have a tendency to eat less breakfast or less calories at breakfast, and you'll also get a little bit of energy if you drink cold water first thing in the morning. So that's another good strategy for you. So long story short, for treating gout, you want to regard it as an arthritis condition, you want to regard it as a metabolic chemistry condition, and you want to regard it as a blood sugar problem. Work on the digestive system, work on the blood sugar, wean yourself off of the sweet foods, and stabilizing your blood sugar with nutritional supplements. That's how you take care of gout, and thank you so much for your call, Sue, from California. Really appreciate it. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day. Okay, 855-660-4261 is our number. If you're on hold, hang tight. We'll get to you when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back after this. Okay, got a letter from Susan. She says, hi, Ben. I have a friend who's recently been diagnosed with high blood pressure. I don't think she's gone on medication as of yet. She's asked me information but hasn't taken the step of taking the longevity products. She's recently had a blood test, and it came back that her blood calcium is where it should be. That's the information they gave her. She wants to know if I could ask Dr. Glidden or Dr. Wallach this. I've heard that you can still have normal blood calcium and not be taking in as much as your body needs. I need the answer for her. Yes, she needs to take more, even though her blood work came back. Okay, here's the deal. First of all, I'm glad I'm third on your list after Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, if you can't get a hold of Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden, I'm here for you. So anyway, here's the deal with high blood pressure, okay? High blood pressure, hypertension, is a manifestation of a body that's screaming for help. It's one of the ways that the body protects itself or gives the body the energy to take care of a stressful situation. You want to regard high blood pressure as simply a sign of an activated stress nervous system, sympathetic nervous system. And that means activate the relaxation response through deep breathing. That's the first thing you want to do for hypertension or high blood pressure. And you can test this out yourself. I know you guys have heard me say this before. In case Susan hasn't heard this, you sit down and you do your deep breathing techniques. Take your blood pressure at a baseline level, do deep breathing, take your blood pressure again, and watch what happens. Now, your blood pressure will obviously go back up if you don't continuously deep breathe, but this will give you an indicator of how important the stress response is when it comes to high blood pressure. So relaxing the body, all the ways you know how to relax the body, a massage, a hot bath or a hot shower, deep breathing, all of these are wonderful ways to lower blood pressure. And then there's nutritional supplements. When the body doesn't have the nutrients it needs, that's also interpreted as a stressor. So using magnesium, 2,000 milligrams a day, must have for hypertension and high blood pressure. The B complex are your anti-stress vitamins, especially niacin, time-release niacin, very effective for lowering blood pressure. Time-release niacin, maybe 200 milligrams a day or so. You can go up to 500 milligrams a day, and then use your Beyond Tangy Tangerine throughout the day to make sure that you're getting all your B vitamins throughout the day. Vitamin C, major anti-stress vitamin, also very important for helping lower blood pressure, 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day, in addition to using the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which has about 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Focusing on digestive health after we eat anything, let alone a crappy meal, let alone a McDonald's hamburger type meal. By the way, did you guys catch how McDonald's is mystified why their sales keep dropping every year? Apparently, Americans are getting the idea that McDonald's is not health food or not good food, and McDonald's is doing everything they could do to try to increase their sales. Congratulations, at least we're starting to wake up a little bit maybe to fast food. Of course, other fast food companies have not experienced these kinds of drops in sales. Anyway, making sure you're eating correctly. When we eat the wrong kinds of food, this activates the stress response. When we eat sugar, this also activates the stress response. So if you have hypertension, and I've spoken to numerous people in the last few weeks who have high blood pressure and can't seem to lower it, regard it as the manifestation of a body in distress. And one thing you never want to do, unless you have an emergency, is use a beta blocker drug or a calcium channel blocker drug or a nasty poisonous pharmaceutical remedy, supposedly, for lowering blood pressure. Not only are they going to suppress your heart, but they're going to cause even more blockages, which is one of the major problems with hypertension, because the way calcium channel blockers work is they slow everything down. That means you're going to get even less blood flow and less oxygen to tissues, especially tissues in the extremities. So focus on relaxing the body through good nutrition, staying away from problem foods, the Mighty 90 essential nutrients, laying off of sugar, laying off of insulin spiking and blood sugar spiking foods, and using deep breathing techniques. That's how you lower blood pressure without doctors and without drugs. Okay, 855-660-4261 is our number on the bright side. Edmund in Illinois, welcome. What's going on?
Yeah, we just found out that my wife is pregnant. And
congratulations.
Thank you so much. She's taking the Ultimate Classic.
Good.
And I want that Beyond Tangy Tangerine. She's taking a probiotic.
Do it.
I just want to know, are all these safe for her and the baby?
Safe? They're not just safe. They're must-haves. What do you mean safe? They're not safe. They're they're like air.
BTT says, if your wife is pregnant, consult a physician or whatever.
That's just, yes. What is your physician? What's he going to do? He's going to go, harumph, harumph. Yes, no. What's he going to do? Think he knows? No, of course, what do you think he's going to know? He doesn't even know what BTT is. He doesn't even know what the nutrients in there are, probably, unless he's been studying his nutrition. Yes, the BTT is important if you're pregnant. All nutrition. By the way, Edmund, the first 3 months are the most important for developing a baby, for growing a baby. This is where birth defects come in and so-called genetic diseases come in, is when the mother is, number one, malnourished, and number two, stressed out. So if you're just found out you're pregnant, or your wife just found out she's pregnant, have her get massages every day. You massage her every day. Massage her feet when she comes home. Make sure, draw her a hot bath. Make sure she's completely relaxed. This is when this is when the core of the baby is being developed. The first trimester and the second trimester is really when the baby's future destiny is being controlled and being shaped. So have the mom relax, everything she can do to relax. Have her making sure she's doing basic nutrients, especially the B complex, the mineral iodine, essential fatty acids, especially fish and omega-3 fatty acids. And fish is a little bit of a problem, so you got to be careful with fish, but use fish oil perhaps, and use the Ultimate EFAs from Longevity, and make sure your mom is getting enough protein. And the probiotics are great, but make sure she's staying away from problem foods that cause any kind of bloating or digestive discomfort. Yeah. And by the way, vitamin B...
CFS too that she's dealing with. So.
Well, that's a CFS, did you say? Chronic fatigue? Yeah. Chronic fatigue? Okay, well, that adds another wrinkle, so that has to be controlled. That's even more reason to give her a massage every day. Have her relaxing so she can, all her energy and all her resources can be shunted into building the baby. The baby's going to get if the nutrients are scarce, the baby's going to get them first. She's going to get them last. So making sure she's got enough nutrients is not only important for the baby, it's also important for her. Edmund, why don't you shoot me an email and put your phone number on there, ben@ksco.com, and I'll give you some personal coaching, okay?
What's the email address again?
Ben, B-E-N, at King, S, Sam, C, Cat, O, Oscar.com. Make sure you put your phone number on there, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Edmund, thanks. God bless and congratulations too, man. Okay, Irene in California, welcome to the bright side. What's up?
Hi.
Hello.
First of all, you helped me immensely with my adrenals. You had me take extra C and zinc, and it's been fabulous.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
But two things, like when I take the BTT, I get a little puffy in the face.
Okay.
And then the second thing is I tried Z-Radical about 3 weeks ago. I just about passed out when I took it.
What do you mean? Tell me about that.
I got so weak and
when
tired.
You took the Z-Radical?
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Like a sugar overdose or something.
Oh, there is sugar in it. Yes, ma'am. Try the capsules. Yeah, there is sugar. They put it's very sweet. Try the capsules. There's no sugar in there. Or dilute the Z-Radical. Cut it. Instead of doing a capful, put a capful in water and then drink the water. And that's another strategy for you. It does have a jolt of sugar. Are you diabetic or any diabetes or anything like that?
No.
Well, you might have some blood sugar.
Definitely have the blood sugar thing. I mean,
yeah, you might have the blood sugar thing, especially with the adrenals. But I would dilute it, and step number 1, or try the capsules number 2. Now, the BTT puffiness, that's kind of interesting. That tells me you're not processing something. Minerals are probably not getting absorbed. Do you have a history of malabsorption or digestive problems or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, I'm constantly constipated.
Oh, okay. Then there you go. So sip on the BTT. Use it. Sip on it much more slowly, and it's kind of get yourself to gradually to the good dose. So you don't need to do 1 or 2 scoops a day. Do half a scoop or a quarter scoop. Do whatever you can do, and then work yourself up to 1 or 2 scoops. You may not be absorbing or utilizing the nutrients, which is a very important sign because it means you're not absorbing nutrients or utilizing nutrients from food as well. So really focus on absorption. And link your constipation issues to specific foods and then eliminate those foods. Also, there's some strategies that you can use for constipation. Probiotics, probably most important, and fermented foods for constipation. And magnesium is wonderful for helping clear everything out of your colon. You may want to grind up some fresh fiber every morning. That can be helpful for you. And then straight vitamin C in water, maybe a half a teaspoon or so in water can have a nice laxative or clearing out effect. Very, very important for women. Extremely important. Everybody, really, but especially for women, because toxic, cancer-causing, blood clotting, heart disease-causing estrogen is cleared out of the body in the bowels through bowel movements. So if you're not having bowel movements and you're a woman, you're running much higher risks for breast cancer, uterine cancer, all kinds of estrogenic cancers, in addition to blood clot issues and circulatory issues and strokes, which are all linked to high levels of estrogen that's not getting cleared out secondary to constipation. All right, thanks so much for your call, Irene. Got to move. That's the end of our program, okay? God bless. Hope everything works out for you. And that's all the time we have for today. If you're interested in getting on the email list for our YouTube videos, our skincare videos, send me an email, ben@ksco.com. And if you're interested in making some money and joining the Brightside Ben team, call the phone team at 866-735-2470 for a one-time $10 fee. You can start yourself a longevity business and help me in my mission to educate the world about the importance of a good nutritional supplement program. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome day. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.